It's okay, sweetie. You are so brave. We have the first aid kit right here. You'll feel better soon.
The sky was turning gold when Emily tightened her grip on her 5-year-old daughter Mia's hand and stepped off the curb. They were heading home from the park, Mia still clutching the little paper butterfly she had made in school, waving it proudly in the air as she skipped beside her mother. Emily was smiling, tired but happy, unaware that within seconds her world would shatter. A sudden roar of an engine ripped through the quiet street. A delivery truck, going far too fast, swung around the corner. Emily barely had time to gasp before the impact struck her from the side. Pain shot through her ribs as she fell, her arms instinctively wrapping around Mia to protect her from the blow. The pavement felt cold, unforgiving. Mia screamed, her small hands shaking Emily's shoulders. "Mommy, Mommy, wake up!" Emily fought to stay conscious, fought to breathe past the agony spreading through her chest. The world blurred, sounds fading, sunlight dimming. And then, through the haze, she heard footsteps. Fast, urgent. Someone knelt beside them, his voice low, steady, filled with warmth. "You're safe. I'm here. I've got you." Emily forced her eyes open and saw a man she had never met in her life. Dark hair, breathless, eyes full of shock and concern. His hands trembled as he checked her pulse, then gently brushed Mia's tears from her cheeks. "It's okay, sweetheart. Your mom is breathing. She's going to be okay," he whispered, his voice gentle enough to calm even a terrified child. Mia threw her arms around him, crying into his shoulder. The man, Daniel, held her as if she were his own, his eyes never leaving Emily. "Stay with me," he begged softly as sirens echoed in the distance. "Don't close your eyes. You're going to make it, I promise." Emily felt something strange then. Not fear, not pain, but a strange sense of being safe, protected, guarded, like he was meant to find them in that exact moment. The ambulance arrived. Paramedics rushed in, but Daniel refused to step back. He helped lift Emily onto the stretcher, carrying Mia in his arms as she sobbed uncontrollably. When they tried to separate him, Mia clung to him and screamed, "Don't leave us!" And so he didn't. He stayed. He sat beside them in the ambulance, held Emily's hand as she fought waves of pain, pressed Mia's head against his chest until her tears slowed. In the hospital, while doctors treated Emily's injuries, 3 cracked ribs, bruised hip, concussion, Daniel stayed with Mia, comforting her, wiping her tears, telling her stories to keep her calm. Hours passed, and finally Emily awoke in a hospital room, her vision still blurry, but her heart steadying the moment she saw Daniel sitting beside her bed, Mia asleep in his arms. He stood up quickly, relief flooding his face. "You scared us," he said quietly. Emily's voice was weak but grateful. Why are you still here?" Daniel swallowed. "Because you needed help, and because your little girl wouldn't let go of me." He smiled softly, looking down at the sleeping child. "And honestly, I didn't want to leave." Emily stared at him, this stranger, this man who had appeared out of nowhere, who held her daughter like a guardian angel. She felt tears in her eyes, not from pain, but from something deeper. Gratitude, safety, fate. Over the next days, Daniel visited every afternoon. He brought Mia toys, told her stories, made her laugh again. Emily watched him, always gentle, always patient, always staying a little longer than he needed to. When she was finally discharged from the hospital, Emily stepped outside the entrance slowly, her body still aching. Daniel stood waiting near the entrance, hands in his pockets, nervous, as if he unsure if he had the right to stay. Emily took a deep breath and said softly, "You saved us." Daniel shook his head. "I was just in the right place." She looked at him with grateful eyes. "No, you were exactly where destiny wanted you to be." Little Mia ran forward, grabbed Daniel's hand, and whispered, "Come home with us." And Daniel, this man who appeared at the worst moment of their lives, became the greatest blessing they never expected. The angel who walked into their chaos and stayed, turning a tragedy into the beginning of something extraordinary, something healing, something that felt a lot like love.